welcome back to my channel. I have missed you. I'm excited to share this video with you. This is my June art challenge video. I'm a little bit late because we are the 4th of June already, but I have been away and I just got back very late last night, close to midnight in fact. So I'm recording this first opportunity I've had. So this month I'm going to be focusing on making colours sing. So this is a book that I saw shared by Helen Cryer some time ago, and I was like, ooh. And I managed to pick up a secondhand copy for, I think it was about €5. Practical Lessons in Colour and Design by Jeanne Dobie. I don't know how to say that. I don't know if it's Jeanne Dobie, Jeanne Dobie, Dobie, I don't know. But it's a gorgeous book and it's about using a certain colour palette. So the colour palette she uses is here, but on her website she has alternatives that can be used from Daniel Smith, which are more vibrant. She is primarily a Winsor & Newton person. She loves Winsor & Newton colours. So what I did is I went through my entire collection of watercolours and I put together this little palette, which I actually took to the UK because I knew this was going to be my challenge. And I can tell you what colours are in here. Prior to completing the setup, I did do a mini watercolour chart. So this one has Hansa Yellow Deep, Quinacridone Gold, Raw Sienna, Burnt Sienna, Quin Coral, Alizarin Crimson, and then Indigo. And the blues were Cobalt Blue, Cerulean Blue, and French Ultramarine, and the single green in there is Viridian. So I did do this chart from those. The main thing about this book is that it's single pigment. So obviously she does talk about how some of the colors are more staining than others, and when you get to the raw sienna and burnt sienna, the earth, they are like multi-pigment. And when you're mixing, so obviously indigo is a multi-pigment. She doesn't include indigo. I just really like that one, which is why I've included it. So I just want to run you through the palette that I'm going to be using. Hopefully I can remember which brand is which. So this is Hansa Yellow Light from, I think it was Daniel Smith. I've got some footage which I'll add in of me unpacking 3 colors into here. It calls for Aurelian, I think it was, but the Aurelian was really expensive that I found. So I was like, well, I'll get Hansa Yellow Light because that's the comparable one from Daniel Smith that she recommends. This is Hansa Yellow Deep, definitely Daniel Smith. This is Quinacridone Gold from Winsor & Newton. This one is Cerulean Blue. I'm not sure if it's Winsor & Newton or Daniel Smith. This is Cobalt Blue, Winsor & Newton. This is, I've got to remember the name. This is Winsor Blue. I think it was Red Shade. So I got the Winsor Blue Red Shade. Let's wedge some of that in there. Oh, that's pretty colour, isn't it? So the other option was, I think it was a Phthalo Daniel Smith, but I wanted the actual Winsor Blue. This one is French Ultramarine. This is Buff Titanium Daniel Smith. The French Ultramarine, I can't remember if that's Winsor & Newton or Daniel Smith. This is Quinacridone Coral, which is Daniel Smith. This one is Rose Madder Genuine from Winsor & Newton. And then this is the one that is highly recommended, Rose Madder Genuine. So we'll put that down here. Ooh. I'm not going to swatch them out with you now because I am, well, if you saw me, I'm surrounded by fabrics and patterns to get the book finished. So I'll let those dry and then you'll see those in my June challenge video. This is Alizarin Crimson. This one, it's not the permanent Alizarin Crimson, it's just the regular one, which is, it fades apparently, which is why they have a permanent version. And I can't remember if that is the Winsor & Newton or Daniel Smith. This is my Raw Sienna, my Burnt Sienna, my Viridian. Both of these are Daniel Smith, the Siennas. The Viridian, I'm not sure, I have to double check. And then this one is my Indigo, which is Winsor & Newton. So I've got a nice selection. I will do a colour chart, a full colour chart of all of those, but not today because time is of the essence. It's already the afternoon and the lights gone round. I had to wait for the neighbours to stop banging. So this is the original chart, and then these are the alternatives, some of them that she's mentioned. So what I haven't included is I've replaced the cadmium yellow with the Quin Gold, the Aurelian with Hansa Yellow Light, because what's the point in like purchasing new colors when I have stuff already? So instead of Rose Madder Genuine, she says I could use Quin Rose, but I actually have the Rose Madder Genuine. Cadmium Orange could be switched for Perronone Orange, but I've just ignored that because I can mix an orange. Cobalt Blue, I have the Winsor & Newton, but I've also included the Cerulean Blue, which is the Daniel Smith. And then instead of Cadmium Red, because cadmium colors are expensive, I'm not going to go out and spend like £10 on a small tube of Cad Red when I've already got Quin Coral that she says is a good substitute. And then for Viridian, I could have used Permanent Green Light or Sap Green, but I actually have Viridian. And then French Ultramarine. And then these are the staining transparents. So Alizarin Crimson, Phthalo Blue Red shade if you don't have Winsor Blue, and then Winsor Green or Phthalo Green Yellow. I don't have this either, so that one I've eliminated. This one I've eliminated. In the very opaque section, light red I don't have, and I don't have Indian red. I could substitute this with Quinburn Orange, but I've got Quinacridone Sienna, I think, but I just haven't bothered. I'm just going to make do with what I've got. And then the raw Amber and Sienna. So my plan is to work through this book and learn more about everything to do with watercolor using the palette that I've put together. I'm going to be using a selection of books. So for like, I mean, in theory I shouldn't use my Royal Talens. I don't even know if it's Royal Talens. I shouldn't be using my Talens Art Creations because it doesn't really hold watercolor well, but I am loving using this book. I'm being quite prolific this month in sketches and stuff, so I will probably do some in here. I've got this little Stillman and Burnt Epsilon series that I did a couple of Kuretakes in for my Kuretake month, and I want to see how it handles watercolor that's transparent and not opaque like the Kuretakes. I also have this square book that is from Clairefontaine that I've used on and off. As we know, I started it for acrylic month. I didn't really enjoy using it, as you can see, so I think I'm going to cover over some of these pages, and then but I want to see how this paper, because it has like one spread is smooth and then the next is more textured. So I figure because the paper's white and it can hold watercolor, it would be good to use these on. So I think you just heard my tummy gurgle. And then I have this other book, which is, I've got to remember the brand. Oh, what's the one that everyone raves about? I can't remember. Oh, Strathmore. See, I was right, Strathmore. So this one I got in July 2022. I did this in August and hated it, and so I quit for a long time. And then in April 2024, so over nearly 2 years later, I did this from a video on YouTube and it irritated me, and I haven't used it for anything else. So we are going to use this one as well to make a colour sing. So that's it. It's a short video. I'm excited. If I had the time, I'd do a colour chart for you, but I think I'll upload that as a separate video just because time and the light's gone in, so it suddenly got darker. And we're about to have a storm, which means you won't hear me anyway. I will be back on Friday with my Kuretake month of May challenge, so I will see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.
Ho ho ho, what do you know? You probably should watch another video. Oh oh.